Push-ups are one of the best total body exercises out there, bar none. And a lot of people think of them as kind of an isolated chest or pec strengthening exercise, and that they are, but if you're doing your push-ups properly, you're able to build more stability in the shoulders, in the core, and also making that connection with the lower legs towards the floor. So these can also enhance, obviously, some other upper body exercises like shoulder pressing, chest pressing, but you can also help your planks improve as well. Okay, so a lot of bang for your buck out of push-ups. One thing I've mentioned in the past that I don't like is having people do a modified push-up on the floor and their knees are touching the floor and their legs are crossed. Now, as I mentioned again in the past, you do lose a fairly significant amount of the body weight that you need to be able to push when your knees are bent on the floor. So a better option to perform your push-ups is to actually work off of an elevated surface instead. That way your legs are straight behind you and you're learning how to control all of your body weight together. Okay, now for your elevated surface, you can start as high as you'd like. Start at a height that's high enough for you to maximize at least about 3 rounds or sets of at least 10 repetitions of those push-ups. So if you're truly a beginner, you might want to start at your kitchen counter height. Then you would progress after a week or two into something a little bit lower, like a kitchen table. Then after another week or two, you might find yourself working off of a little bit lower surface like your sofa. What we want to make sure we have is a wide enough surface area to achieve the proper setup position. So I know a lot of people start with their arms shoulder width apart. The hand is directly under the shoulder, but you're going to start to work more of the center of the chest, which is the weakest part. So we want to actually find about a hand's width apart for both of them. And then when we bend our arms, notice how my elbows are slightly lower. I'll show you how to work around that here as well. Okay, so make sure you either have a wide surface or not one but 2 chairs without wheels on them so they don't go scooching or sliding away from you. Okay, when you go to set up, hands shoulder width apart, place your hands on the object, but then walk the hands to a little bit wider position. And then the feet always kick back into a narrow position, but if you need more stability or help with this exercise, just go a little bit wider. Okay. Now, before you even start with the push-up, think about pulling your head or chin back into a tucked position. So there's a lot of people that when they start their push-up, they actually initiate the push-up with their head, and we want a nice clean movement throughout the entire body. Okay, so pull the head back and you're slowly going to kind of dial the arms outward into, in my case, the bench. Okay, so a dial out looks exactly like that, where you start to turn the hands outward into that object. What that does is help to engage some of the muscles in the shoulders, and it puts your elbow in the appropriate path when you do your full push-up from there to there. Okay, now I think a lot of people get that part wrong too. They try to tap their chest all the way to the bench or the counter, and you need to just stay a few inches away from it. That way you're just bending your elbows to a 90-degree angle. So think about breathing in on the way down, stopping a few inches away from the table, and then breathing out as I push away. Okay, once you're done with the entire amount of sets and reps, make sure you step back in with 1 foot at a time, stand up tall, and kind of shake your arms out because they just went through a good amount of work. So try those elevated push-ups and let me know how they go.